fingers on each hand.
Can you repeat that, please?
4 fingers in a thumb. It's a reminder, it's a notification that you're a 5-pointed star. This thumb represents the will. It's one of the reasons babies suck their thumbs in the fetus. Take your right index finger, tap the base of the thumb on the outside of the bone here, and let the frequency that you're tapping move up to the left side of your head, the back of your skull. Allow the memory, just remember. Tap that bone. Affects the heart chakra. It calls the mother principle, the nurturing principle of you, for you, from a very long time ago. Remember, we're teaching now the inside of you. You already know about the outside. Peace to all beings. Center yourself. Take your left index finger and tap the right base of the thumb on the bone. Notice the difference. This will be on the right side, back of your head. This brings the dark, nurturing mother. The one that took care of you in the darkness. Feel it in the heart chakra. Remember. Remember, remember, remember. Again to the right thumb. This is the mother comforting you in the expression of coming into the light. Feel it in the back of the skull. Peace to all beings. Do not try to manipulate it. This is the frequency of the mother. You have 2, light and dark. Now to the right thumb. Comfort yourself inside of yourself. Memory of yourself and your mothers, plural. The unification of that force occurs along your spine. It's the principle of the queen and princess. Peace. Peace. Now take the right index finger and place it at your navel, the belly button. There. Feel the energy rush up. The mother here, belly button here. Synchronize with yourself. Peace to all beings. Left index finger to the belly button. If you lose the frequency, just tap the bone again in the back. Bring it here. This is a unification of your divine selves. What you call the androgynous one. Both sexes in a manner. One side of you is male, the other side's female. portions of yourself are becoming now. These thought beings, the becoming part of this next journey you're into, or going to be into soon, is the expression of your divine personalities from within, without. But you need to recognize them within first. You have one for each chakra. They have to blend. Overall, you're working through 49 different personalities as the root merges with the navel, and the navel merges with the solar plexus, etc., etc. The 49th is the aha moment. It's above the crown chakra. It's your 8th chakra. This is where you understand where thought is. I said where thought is. And this determination of thinking, which is different than thought. The thinking creates the thought, perturbation of it, manipulation of the wordings, and makes you feel better. You have an opportunity now to go beyond thought. What's occurring now in your world, you're being fed the thoughts of others, the news media, whatever. Or you're thinking of someone and someone's thinking of you, and da 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 da. You have beings playing in the telepathic mindset now. They know how to do it, they want to influence. You've got to go beyond the thought. You've got to go into your thinking self, the one that thinks, which develops clear thoughts, like crystalline frequency. And then you call that frequency down into you. Went in the heart chakra. In the manner inside you, you analyze that thinking portion of you. I always say you this way. You get to the point where you're thinking of something. Thinking, not receiving a thought. But prayer gets you to the process where you can't think. It numbs the distractive entities that are coming to confuse you. They leave. When you find the thinking portion of you, you'll see that you have a seed. A seed. It's called a seed thought. Yours. 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 It developed as the thinking you contemplated itself. Not the mind. The mind is the result. That's your body. That's what you've done with your thinking process so far. Accepting other beings' belief systems. And becoming unaware of your divine influence as a fetus, little one. But these taps will bring those memories back before you had bones. And when you knew you had a form called human, because you understood the movement of the fingers, indicating knowledge from past lives. You don't have to go into that, you already know about that. But you're in the experimental phase of, how you say, frequency change. Frequency change. And this is where choice becomes very important. You have to start to recognize, are you making choice from another's thought, or are you making choice from your own individual thinking process? Like voice, you say, designing something. Doesn't matter. A menu, a way to work around your premises, designing a flow of unitized being, accomplishing something without the influence of another's thought that you have to do this, have to do that. You're acknowledging yourself of things that need to be accomplished. And that gives you the sense of a perpetuosity of yourself. You have accomplished something. You have accomplished something. And the accomplishment is what gives you the idea of continuance. Non-accomplishment is a seed that will not bloom or grow. And you are seeds still. You're a seed in the womb, became human. You're a seed now, human, becoming divine, acknowledged, but not running around waving a flag that I'm divine. You know the interior meaning of that word. And it's not tied to any particular religion. It encompasses them all. You're in that I'm going to call it a petri dish now. You are becoming realized as the seed thought. The thinking part is what you would term is the water for the seed to sprout, to understand what blooming is. Because in the human condition, what you haven't realized is you're all flowers. You're all flowers. Beautiful flowers with consciousness, however you have the ability to move. When this presence begins to manifest itself more clearly, by that I mean you will see it, besides just feeling it. You'll see the transparency of it, like cellophane flying through the air. It's looking at you, he, she. As a proud parent, watching the wisdom of the little one become more. Not for the self, yet self is important in what you call the selfishness of your thinking. Because it's yours. But the display is an encouraging factor for the healing force of all ones. By thinking. Thinking. Health to body, mind, and spirit. Including yours and everyone in your auric field. There becomes a vibration now in breath that's different. You know? Your speech is going to start changing. You're going to eventually start speaking song, so to speak. You're going to come out of nowhere. That is the influence of the mother's frequency from this force on your right hand, the thumb there. The dark energy expressing itself through the human consciousness, willingly. Remember, the thumb is the will. And you have representation of the importance of the thumb. Pictorially, the Virgin Mother is at the base of the thumb. The entity you call Jesus Christ is here. The thumb, the will. That's where thy will be done thing came from. That's why the message was given. So you know who you're talking to and listening from. The hearing now is going to change. Your bones are going to hear it before you do. Difficulty becomes in the interpretation. The bones will ache because you're not paying attention to the information coming. They will get recognition. Pay attention to me. I have something to say. You're going to need to adjust your postures at times, automatically, to hold the frequency of yourself. You're required. You are required to live life. Be life, not only for yourself, but so others can see that there is other life besides them. Our life is beginning to recognize things now, in each and every one. There's only one life. It's everywhere, every when, all times, all places. Many names. It is called many names. It only has one name. And the influence you're feeling now. When your left hand begins to accentuate an energy, you're in what it would be termed diamond light. When the right hand begins to accentuate energy, you're in what is termed the luminescent darkness robe of the mother. Luminescent. Connected to the interior of the earth and the elements. She takes pleasure in breathing through you, having been acknowledged as herself. As a self separate, yet unified with you. And your responsibility is to acknowledge it and be thankful for it. Because you don't know how you made your body. You don't. No. Adam did not have a belly button. Nor did Eve. You are an expression. Welcomed into a breathing environment, different than water, different than those how breathe in space here amongst you, spirits you call them. Whether they breathe or not, that's another thing not understood. But you are the breather. Breath is a divine drink. It is really holy substance, the air you're in. It is. And you're coming into difficulty now with what has been done to it. Not just in your chemical and reaction sinks. No. It's what's been done to it in the thoughts that linger, because there's a river of thought. Some countries think in one way, another country thinks in another way, another country thinks in another way. Each country's under a thought stream. That's why it's similar in the countries, different in different countries. You're not in the same river of thought. So the importance to understand is the thinking you. Awareness of all ones. And cherish the ability to have a think. It's like a sink. When you think, the seed thought will sink in. and you contemplate it in your own wisdom. If you need answers to those questions, tap the thumb bone here. You will get a rhythmic sensation inside you. You may find yourself in the, fetus position again, in your mama, and what you were contemplating at that moment. But you have two. Recognize what occurs with one, recognize what occurs with another. And you are the balance there. You are, because it's your form. Now this wisdom will share for you in your sleep. Those of you that will participate will be there. When you tap this one, to the new moon, you get a different understanding. When you tap this one at the full moon, you'll get a different understanding. From noon to full, left hand. From full to new, right. You will find out that these are guiding factors along meridian planes as you communicate with the spiritual forces from the moon, which you left there, by the way, because your thought goes to the sun, goes to the moon, and you experience emotional energy during the quarters. You get more aligned with your tickets on the bus, so to speak. You know where you're going. You'll know the process of getting there, and you'll understand the experience when you get there. That's this one. The left one is full of anticipation, joy, ecstasy, and this. The right comes through with the working part of it for the accomplishment of something. Right now, you need to focus on the accomplishment of health to the bones. Health to the bones. Because there are things that are going on with the bones that you're not aware of. We know you say your prayers verbally for wordings. The bones hold the frequency of that. Actually, the bones know how to pray. They have a weeping joy. That's why the blood is produced in your marrow. There's song in the hollow of the bones. The joy of understanding what you would term, you won't figure that out until after you play Die the Body, completion, at least at some level. Completion of the knowledge of existence and the knowledge of forever and the knowledge of the importance of the life of all things. Because even a flower has consciousness. And your food, your vegetables, they have consciousness. By that I mean, if you could see the consciousness, you could see they have the ability to think, communicate. But at much different frequencies than you. They have feelings. If you want to prove it, yell at your flowers. See how quickly they leave you. You talk willingly and gently and lovingly to your flowers, they stay longer. You appreciate them, they appreciate you. In a manner that's much deeper than you can remember. What your consciousness, worldly now, is going through is the understanding of the appreciation of all life, The animal consciousness is changing. It is. Lions are going to lay down with the lambs. You've heard that phrase, but it's already started to happen. It's in your media. Tigers are rescuing monkeys, not eating them, nurturing them. That's this here. It's this. It's this. If you want to nurture yourself, contemplate this bone. I don't mean you can just tap it just at the full moon and down. You can tap it anytime. The memory will be there. The memory will be there. And when you start working in the call, this, we call, this is the system of the five-pointed star. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thy will be done. You learn what the 4 are. What the 4 are. You have to do with your meridians, 2 in the front, 2 in the back. Go down through your eyes, vertically, to the front of your legs, and down to the back of your skull, down to your tendon in the heel, foot. You run electrical current through those frequencies and magnetically draw what you call your overlays, your flesh and things. You're getting the opportunity to participate consciously with the entities in your body, for they have personalities. Your heart, your lungs, your liver, your kidneys, your pancreas, your spleen, all of your lymphatic system. If you could really look at yourselves deeply with a microscope, electronic microscope, you could see actually your cells walking, your DNA walking, pulling things through your body. Very slow, but moving. It's observable. Your scientists have discovered it, have seen it. So you're more than you're moving out of vehicle. You've got moving entities within you with consciousness. So when you think kindly of yourself, you're creating health to your body, health to the body, mind, and spirit. The result is you. Knowledgeable entity walking in divine grace, understanding the flower that you are. You're not a weed. You can act like it, and then you go through the threshing process. But you have the abilities now for perfection in performance. No matter what you do, no matter what it is. And I'm not talking about the athletes and their perfection and their performance, yet that's what they're doing. But in your movement daily, it's perfection in the performance of your muscular structure, your tendons, your bones, your movement. It becomes a graceful maneuver, and you'll recognize how you're doing it. You recognize how you're doing it. The requirement is one. Thankfulness for the knowledge